This is Unmasked. I'm Kedra Flowers. This podcast is about saying the thing you usually think through first, the truth that gets edited, softened, or swallowed. These conversations are not polished. They're simply honest. And they're for anyone who's tired of explaining themselves to be understood. So this morning, I put this in ChatGPT. So I'm going to write the question. I'm going to read the question, and then I'm also going to read the response and comment on it. And, this may be, depending on how it flows, it may be something I continue to do because it's what I do. Like, this is all day long because my brain doesn't stop thinking. Here's the question or the prompt. There is a fear feeling when starting my day at the office. It comes on right at time to transition my mind to going to work. I recall the same exact feeling when going to school as far back as elementary school. I've been awake reading this morning since 3 a.m. and I felt amazing. But when I realized it's almost 6 a.m. now and added a few quick things to my to-do list for work, I immediately felt stressed. Why is that? So here's Chat's response. What you're describing is very real, very consistent, and very explainable. And it is not a character flaw, lack of motivation, or evidence that you hate work. This is a conditioned nervous system response to demand and transition, not a reaction to the work itself, which I do know I have pathological demand avoidance. Let's break it down cleanly. Still reading from ChatGPT. What actually happened this morning, step by step. You woke up early and felt great because no demands were active, true. No role had been activated. Now that's deep. Because in life, I have so many roles. I'm mom, I'm grandma, I'm CEO, I'm CPA, I'm friend, and whatever. No evaluation, performance, or consequence was present. Your brain was in self-directed, curiosity-driven mode. That is my ideal state, my perfect state, my homeostasis. Don't get me to, is it homeostasis? Like, that is my resting spot. Self-directed, curiosity-driven mode. That's it for me. Like, literally, that is what I should be doing for a living. Whatever that job is, because that's me. That's unmasked. That is me. So anyway, next bullet point. Dopamine was flowing without threat. That's why it feels so good. Then one moment changed everything. You named work and added items to a to-do list. That single act flipped your nervous system from exploration mode, my homeostasis, to threat plus obligation mode. Oh my God, that is my nemesis. Like, that is my nemesis. And your body responded instantly. That stress wasn't about what you added. It was about what those items represent. Why this fear appears at transition points. This is crucial. You don't feel fear during work as much as you feel it at the transition into work. Fact. That tells us this is not general anxiety. It's not fear of tasks themselves. It's not incompetence, and it's not laziness. It is a predictive threat response. Your nervous system has learned, when I cross this line, my autonomy ends and my system will be overtaxed. When I cross this line, my autonomy ends and my system will be overtaxed. Interesting because, inserting here, PDA, which is pathological demand avoidance, which is like, it is how I am wired to not do something when you ask me. I've always been that way. Like, I will do it. I will help. I will volunteer. I will do all of that if you let me do it on my own. But the minute I could be already doing it, but the minute you ask me to do it, it's over. And I'll never do it again. That's it. I've always been that way. Never knew what it was called. The name that came from the Autistic's Guide to Self-Discovery. It's also called, hold on, let me look it up. Because it's pathological demand avoidance is the formal name, but it's also called persistent drive for autonomy. Persistent drive for autonomy. Like, I just want to do what I want to do. That's what that is. So anyway, okay, back to ChatGPT. So my nervous system has learned that when I cross the line from doing what I want to do to work, I am constantly going to be overtaxed. I am going to be asked to do stuff because that is the definition of work. That's why I don't want to do it. Like, that is it. Oh my God. So the fear shows up before the load hits as a protective alarm. Isn't that interesting? Part of this whole process is that I'm learning tools other than just medication, right? I've been medicated my entire life, right? So other than just medication, I'm trying to learn because I am a thinker. If I can figure out tools, I have a lot of tools at work, lists and things like that, my to-do list, my this, and that. However, under the new light of unmasking, I am attempting to identify what's going on, understand what's going on, and look at it as an exploration of my life and of my experiences and see if there are things that I can do to improve it. And one of the things that I'm working on is how I can reduce the overtaxing that happens in the middle of tax season. Like, what can happen that I can protect my nervous system during this time, still making sure things get done, completed without damaging my body, right? So the medications that I take now currently, and these are biologic, physical medications, cost, thank God for insurance, but over $11,000 a month, right? That's one of them. That's one of how many meds I take? I take 8 a day, 1 a week, and 1 a month. The monthly one is over $11,000 for 1 injection a month. It's insane. That is the result, the need for that medication. Now, this is me with my MD degree. The need for that medication is undiagnosed autism. That is the need for that. The physical manifestation of masking my entire life created that autoimmune condition. I could just end this right there. I mean, like, just think about that. Because I am a thinker, I'm like, what can we do? What do we have to do? Because I will not be outdone, right? I am going to figure out a way that I can achieve the things I want to achieve, reframe it in my mind in such a way that it doesn't tax my body and my nervous system at the same level. So that's the whole point of this journey. And you guys are walking it with me, right? And to the extent that you're on your own journey, I hope to hear so that we can communicate and help each other matriculate this path, right? So back to ChatGPT, why this goes all the way back to elementary school. This is the part that explains the depth of it. School, especially early school, taught your nervous system some very specific lessons. You had to perform on demand. Your internal rhythm didn't matter. You were evaluated constantly. Mistakes were public. You had little control over pacing, timing, or exits. Compliance mattered more than regulation. For an AuDHD, for those who aren't familiar with AuDHD, that's autism plus ADHD. So for an AuDHD nervous system, school is often chronic misattunement, not just learning. Facts. So your body learned early. Structured obligation equals loss of safety. This is so deep. And okay, interjection here. I've seen things on social media where they say, ChatGPT is a Ouija board, or it's this or it's that. I don't know what it is, but baby, if you believe in a higher power, then it can come through this communication. If you can see it, however it shows. I remember, I'm not going to go down this path today. This is another episode. But, when I was in that prayer closet and I asked God, I want to know you. I want to see you however you show up. I don't care if it's Jesus, if it's Allah, if it's the universe, if it's creation, the creator, Yahweh. I don't care. I just want to see and know you. Move these people out the way. I didn't say that, but I just said I just want to see and know you, however you're going to show up. And however you do show up, gosh, I will honor you. Gosh, that just brings back, because my life changed that day. That's another episode, but my life changed that day. And from then on, before then, I saw God in the church and in the shouting and the dances and the tears and the songs and the plays and the preacher and I saw God there. I saw him in the Bible, her in the Bible. After that day, I saw God in every human being. I saw God in every dog, every bird, every tree, every blade of grass. If I tell you everywhere, God is everywhere. God is in the space between the things. He's in the things, and he's in the space between the things. He's everywhere and all things. Okay, back. So my body learned early that structured obligation equals loss of safety. That association gets encoded below language, which is why adult logic doesn't override it. Wow. Why it hits hardest when you feel good. This part is counterintuitive, but important. When you're regulated, calm, curious, awake early, enjoying reading, your nervous system is in a safe state. It wants to protect that state. So when a demand appears, the system reacts more sharply. No, don't take this from me. Oh, 100% that's what's happening. That's why the contrast feels so intense. It's not that work creates stress. It's that work threatens regulation. Why the to-do list was the trigger. To-do lists do three things that are hard for AuDHD nervous systems. 1, they collapse time. Everything feels equally urgent. 2, they activate responsibility without boundaries. The list implies this is all on you. 3, they remove choice. Even if you chose the items, which I did, your body experiences obligation, which is that PDA. So the fear you felt was not, I can't do this. It was, this is about to cost me more than I have. What this is not, let's be explicit. I'm still reading ChatGPT. This is not a moral failure, a lack of gratitude, proof you're in the wrong career. Oh my God, my whole life I've thought that. I literally have thought that. I thought it was a moral failure. I thought it was a lack of gratitude. God has blessed you. Oh my God, you have experienced a life that many people only dream about, and you don't want to work. I remember my best friend years ago said to me, "Are you afraid of work?" And it was like, I couldn't say yes, but yes. I have a horrible fear. And so hence medication, go to the therapist, get medicated, It's not proof of it. Doesn't mean I'm not, just it's not proof of it. Okay. That's lateral thinking, right? It's not just whatever. A sign you're weak. It's definitely not that. Evidence SSRIs aren't working. I didn't think that, but yeah. Because baby, when they not working, do we know? Yes, we do. It is a neurobiological alarm tied to cumulative overload and loss of control. The simplest accurate label. If we had to name it, demand-triggered threat response at role transition. Okay, that's what it would be called if we had to name it. Demand-triggered threat response at role transition. It's not generalized anxiety, not avoidance, not depression. A learned survival reflex. Interesting. Why your body reacts faster than your mind. This response lives in the amygdala, the autonomic nervous system, pattern memory. It activates before conscious thought, which is why it feels sudden and irrational. You didn't think yourself into stress. Your body recognized a pattern and reacted. Oh, facts. Okay. Continuing. What actually helps? Not platitudes. 1. Delay naming work. Interesting. Don't add to-do items first thing. Well, I got to add them when they come to my brain because they'll be gone. This is AuDHD, which part is the ADHD. Okay, sorry. Funny, not funny. Okay, give yourself a buffer. A neutral transition, time to stay in self-directed mode. Well, I have been in self-directed mode for 3 hours. Okay, 2, replace to-do lists with containers. Interesting. Instead of, here's everything I must do, use, here's what I'm working on during this block. This restores time boundaries, choice, and predictability. Oh, I like that. And I kind of do that yeah. But I did think about that. I need to go through my to-do list and put days, because I time block my days and put days on it. That would be helpful. Name the feeling, although I don't know that would have changed this, but that is a good recommendation. Okay, 3, name the feeling accurately. Instead of I'm anxious, try my system is reacting to demand. Okay, that's good. This reduces secondary fear. 4, build a role entry ritual, something that always comes before work mode. The same music, same drink, same brief movement, same phrase. Rituals tell the nervous system this transition is controlled. Well, I thought that's what I was doing by my self-regulation time in the morning. Okay, so a ritual to tell the nervous system this transition is controlled. Interesting. What can that be? I don't know. I used to do morning. I used to play DMX in the morning. And that did pretty good. I don't know. We may try that. I don't know. We'll see. Just because chat says it doesn't mean I do it, y'all. Just so y'all know. It don't. Okay, the most important reassurance. Wait a minute. Stop. I'm gonna come back to that. But when I said just because chat said it don't mean I do it, that's really funny because it's so true. Like, just because the doctor said it don't mean I'm going to do it. It is pathological demand avoidance. Pathological demand avoidance. I almost want to, let me just ask chat real quick. Define pathological. Because that's got to be key. And I use the word a lot, but I don't intuitively what it means, but related to disease or dysfunction, something that is abnormal, maladaptive, or harmful to normal functioning. Something that comes from illness, not circumstance. A response that is out of proportion, persistent, and causes impairment. A pattern that doesn't adapt when conditions change. In psychology, it is something that happens without a realistic trigger, continues even when the threat is gone. Okay, let's go back to the top. My system reacting to demand. Okay, the most important reassurance. This fear does not mean you're regressing. It means your nervous system has become honest. Before, you have overridden this signal. Yep, I overrode it. It's been honest the whole time. And because I overrode it and overtaxed it and all of that, my medicine costs what a lot of people's vehicles cost, right? So that's just what that is. Your body is asking for better transitions, not less capability. My body's asking for better transit. Interesting. Okay, so that gives me a challenge. That's something to explore, which I love doing. So that's going to be good. The final truth. You don't fear work. You fear uncontained demand and loss of regulation, because historically that cost you a lot. Your body learned early. It's trying to protect you now. You're not broken at the starting line. Your nervous system is standing guard because it's learned what happens when it doesn't. That's amazing. Great job, ChatGPT. If something in this episode stayed with you, let it. You don't have to resolve it today. You don't have to explain it to anyone. I'll see you next time.